Well folks, over the past month or so I've been working on this rotary cultivator I got here on my 64 L8. I got this tractor and the cultivator probably about the end of last August, I think it was. And I'm the third owner of it from what I know of. And before, it was pretty much only used with the rotary cultivator and the rotary plow drive head, or the tines on it, which is over there. So when I got this, it had the famous crack that runs down the side of the gearbox here. You could see it underneath the paint. And someone tried to coat the inside of it with RTV, which didn't really work. So I took it apart, completely disassembled it, wire wheeled it down. It's been painted, brush painted with Sunrise Red Rustoleum paint. Pretty heavy duty stuff, and it looks darn close to what the original Gravely was, and it actually doesn't look too bad with the old paint either, which is nice. So for the crack, I brazed the outside of it here, and I got some metal, I think it's a metal repair compound or something like that, in a tube from Rocky's Ace Hardware, and it actually worked pretty good. So I coated the inside of the gearbox with it, probably about that far up and down from the crack, and I also covered the braze on the outside with it, sanded it down, and it worked out pretty good. I filled this with oil this morning. I finally got everything back together, and it hasn't started leaking yet, so that's a nice thing. And it's also been rebuilt. It's got the I made a new gasket for the bearing plate over here. It's got new seals in it, and the bearings were still in pretty good shape, so I left those alone. It's also got nice tines on it also, which is good. They're not really worn down or anything. The rotary plow drive head has got good oil in it. I changed that out. And I also, because you can see on a regular rotary plow, you have the adjustment handle like that on the side for your tilt and everything. And Gravely made a little bracket that went on this piece, and in some of the manuals you can find them. There's a picture of it, and it's just a little slot that goes down over this bolt, so you can tilt it just a little bit. And that wasn't on here, and it was just that piece sticking up that comes from here with the bolt, and this thing would just flop around back and forth when you're tilling, which isn't the best. So I made a little bracket out of some 1/4 inch by 1 inch steel, and it's just got a 3/8 bolt that runs through here. Took off the bracket, just a nut for a spacer, and then it comes out with a little arm, and it holds it pretty rigid. So it worked out pretty nice, and it just bolts on with the 2 attachment bolts. So it works out pretty good, and it keeps it from moving and everything. And some people run these without the guide wheels on the front, and I like to have them on the front because it keeps it from digging in too much, and it's a lot easier. You can actually walk beside it with one hand for the most part to run it. So anyways, we'll fire this up, and we could take it over to the garden, and I'll show you guys how it works. so inches deep, I think. So. Does a pretty nice job of cultivating, plus the soil's pretty good. Well, folks, there you have it.